Hello, Fayetteville cohort. Dr. Palermo coming to you with a week 7 message. And the primary message is that we're going to be meeting this weekend, March 2nd and 3rd in Fayetteville for our second face-to-face, and you need to be prepared for that. It is February 26th while I'm recording this, and those of you who are astute may notice that I'm recording from a different location. My wife and I, are watching granddaughter Junie B, and I might be called away on baby duty soon. We'll see. March 2nd and 3rd, we will have presentations from a couple of you on 2 of the pillar practices, teaming with Rosalind Tenney and Chastity Johnson, and a presentation from Danya Jones and Chris Tate on leadership roles, 2 again of the pillar practices from Ellie Drago Severson's Leading Adult Learners. Those are the big things, and I'm going to say more about that in just a second. Here is an APA style note, the first time that you quote a common organization or something that has an abbreviation, write it out in full and then use the letters. And after that, you can just use the letters for common abbreviations. Your readings this week are Chapter 1 in Fitzpatrick. We're going to shift gears and start talking about the program evaluation and read Chapter 1 in Fitzpatrick and bring that text, please, to our meeting. Marsh and Willis, Chapter 8 on curriculum is on evaluation and assessment. Your 708 course is all about assessment, but in terms of assessing the curriculum and thinking about evaluation of the curriculum, I hope that you are using forms of alternative assessment, not just paper pencil tests at your place, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. And in Leading Adult Learning, Chapter 6 was on mentoring. So your one discussion board that I left open this week, I would like you to respond to, is on Leading Adult Learning and mentoring practices. What is the current state of mentoring at your school? In North Carolina, mentoring is legally mandated, but the actual application, I find, is varies from school to school, especially depending on how many mentors that you have available to work with BTs. So here are again the leadership learning presentations. This week, as I said, teaming and leadership. On our 3rd meeting, collegial inquiry and mentoring will be the topics. And here is the facilitation rubric that I'll be using to provide some feedback to those doing presentations. It's kind of an assumption at this level in graduate work that we all are presenters, that we all are leaders and can lead others in the collaboration of learning. As I tried to model with the Marsh and Willis presentation last time, I hope that you will not use a PowerPoint and just go through the chapter point by point. We can do that. We're smart folks and can pick out main idea. But if you can help us apply learning or deepen our understanding using those higher Bloom levels to help us understand something more or different about teaming and leadership roles that we might not have gotten otherwise in our first reading of Ellie Drago Severson, that's a good thing. So when you click on this link, it is going to take you to a hyperlink that will ask you to make a copy, and that is the rubric that I'll be using to evaluate, provide some feedback for you. This isn't worth a whole lot of points in the big picture of things, and I don't want you to stress out or to spend a whole lot of time on these presentations. But think of your peers, and I hope that you will engage us in presentations that we will appreciate and want to learn more about. Okay, so that's the rubric for the presentations. There are the presentations. Here are the readings and your one piece of feedback for this week. What else do I want you to bring? Well, if you go over to the Meeting 2 tab, you'll see some of the topics that I'm going to touch on. We are going to do an activity with Marsh and Willis. I'm rolling in some of the reflections from other spots. And we are going to spend at least an hour, maybe longer, with Dr. Natalie Bishop in a Dover Library orientation session. Prior to that session, it is going to be important that you be able to log in to the Dover Library and that you set up a RefWorks account. If you do that, Natalie's presentation will be a little bit, hopefully more helpful if you've already gone in and explored a little bit in RefWorks or tried to use ProQuest. I'll leave the rest of that to Natalie, who is much more expert in the Dover resources, but both for the research for this program, for the coursework, and also for your dissertation, Dover Library is your primary source. Sure, you can go to NC State and D.H. Hill Library if you live in Raleigh, but using the Dover Library resources are going to allow you to pull down and read dissertations at all hours of the day and night. And RefWorks provides a wonderful opportunity for you to start a reference list, both for your evidences and also for your dissertation. So I'll say more about that later, but make sure that you can sign into the Dover Library prior to our meeting. That's all for this week, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you starting at 9 a.m. Saturday morning, March 2nd in Fayetteville. Thank you.